Before the Wright brothers ever felt a draft of air support man-made wings, they had a dream. And because the Wright brothers were not just dreamers, but also doers, their dream became a reality and blessed us with the gift of flight. Perhaps the Miami Valley nurtures dreams and dreamers. For the story of the Benjamin and Marian Schuster Performing Arts Center tells a similar tale. It's the story of a community who dared to dream and who worked to make their dream come true. The story of the Schuster Center begins with the Dayton community's long-standing commitment to arts and culture.
The dream of having a world-class facility is older than all of us. It is part of who we are as a community. If we hadn't had the nurturing by literally thousands, the Schuster would not be here today.
Led by champions like Miriam Rosenthal, Virginia Kettering, and Anne Green, the future of the Dayton arts was secured. Today, the community continues to uphold this tradition of support and dedication. The legacy of such historic commitment is evident in Dayton's cultural vitality. In the performing arts alone, Dayton presents an impressive array of opportunities for audiences of all ages. But success often depends on the coordinated efforts of strong leaders. That's how the dream of the Schuster Center emerged.
You really have to start with the fact that the performing arts groups were looking for a new home.
We asked for this study to determine the potential cost of converting Memorial Hall to a modern performing arts facility. The designers of the report pretty much threw up their hands. They said you virtually have to tear down this building and reconstruct it. And for the same money, you could build a state-of-the-art, brand new facility that would be something you could be proud of.
The preferred site was the site at 2nd and Main.
The corner of 2nd and Main had bustled with retail shopping for decades.
Reich's department store was a mammoth building, 1 million square feet, and it was empty.
And there were a lot of different groups looking at it and thinking about what to do with that site.
Coincidentally, Steve Mason and myself and Dave Holmes had a meeting one evening. And at the end of the meeting, we were walking out of Steve's office, and we walked by the window and looked down at the old department store. And the three of us looked at one another and said, you know, we just can't let this fall in the wrong hands or not be dealt with properly in the community.
We put a group of 22 companies together to create the 2nd and Main organization that bought that site with the idea of using it for a mixed-use location to bring activity to Dayton around the clock. The concept of a performing arts center was one of our highest and probably best uses for the facility.
There was a period when people doubted we could pull it off. Then they saw the implosion and at least realized what was there was coming down. I guess the best part is that we were so naive on what obstacles we'd face. We were fearless.
We decided that we wanted to have a world-class architect, and the first choice of the committee was Caesar Pelli.
Caesar Pelli's design adds a spectacular architectural focus to downtown Dayton.
The Schuster Center has been designed very specifically for Dayton. It's a city with a rich history, much to be proud of. And some of those elements we have tried to reflect in the building. For example, we have replicated a night sky with over 2,000 stars, and they represent the night sky of the day the Wright brothers flew their plane for the very first time. I think what people will find more special is the richness of experiences.
The Schuster Center became the largest construction project in Dayton history. The contract for construction was awarded to Messer Danis. Though challenged by an aggressive schedule, the project stayed on time and budget. Pete Horan, brought on as president of Second and Main, supervised the construction effort. The new Home for the Arts would not have been possible without phenomenal fundraising efforts and overwhelming support from the community.
The giving to this project really was an extraordinary thing. It started out early on with the first contributors making gifts much larger than anything they'd ever done in the past.
In a lot of cases, it was 5 times what people or companies had given ever before. People could see that giving a little more than they normally did worked out all right for them, and certainly worked out all right for the community.
I think the most exciting thing to me is to see the names of all the contributors on the wall.
Countless contributors made a commitment to the future of downtown and the arts by supporting the Schuster Center. Benjamin and Marian Schuster, the Mateel Community Fund, the Kettering family, the Mead Corporation Foundation, NCR Corporation, Kettering Medical Center Network, the Dayton Power and Light Company Foundation, Steve and Lou Mason, the Arts Center Foundation, the Berry family, the Dayton Foundation, National City, and many, many more. The new center is named to honor Benjamin and Marian Schuster.
Well, I think the contribution that we made was almost spontaneous. We didn't think about it for weeks and months. We leaped at the opportunity.
I thought it would be a wonderful legacy for us and our family, and I thought that it would be a wonderful catalyst for Dayton and the arts.
Ron Budzik and Tom Danis led efforts that secured major commitments from public sources.
When we looked at the scope of the project, about a $120 million project, we knew that we were going to need somewhere in the $60 to $65 million range of funding by the public sector, which is a large amount of money.
Montgomery County, the Greater Dayton Regional Transit Authority, the City of Dayton, and the City of Vandalia all made substantial contributions. In turn, the state of Ohio offered major support. As the Schuster Center opens, the community awaits its reward.
It obviously means the opening of I think a totally new era for Dayton Opera. For 41 seasons, the company performed in Memorial Hall here in Dayton, but Memorial Hall had limitations for us.
The Dayton Philharmonic Orchestra long, long ago outgrew the acoustical possibilities of Memorial Hall. And the hall is really the instrument that the orchestra collectively plays. It's an opportunity for all of us on stage to find out just what we can do when we have a really superb instrument in our hands.
For the Victoria Theater Association as the Broadway presenter in town, it'll allow us to bring shows of a size and scale that we haven't been able to bring to Dayton for our subscribers in the past.
The Schuster will enable us to do nothing but bigger and better productions. Usually you have to go to a city of several million to have a facility like this.
The Schuster Center is part of something wonderful in our community. It is a destination where people will come together and form a new neighborhood. What will make it come to life are the people that will come through the doors.
I think we'll look back for many, many years and be very proud of the result.
It is, I think, one of Caesar Pelle's most outstanding theater structures.
We have really created something that can be a part of the community life for years and generations to come.
The Schuster Center belongs to the community who gave it life, who dared to dream, and who worked to make their dream come true.